Your voice, your opinion, your community. FACT TV, free speech protected.
Thank you for watching. Welcome, Keene. My name is Aggie. Welcome to 2024. I'm very happy to be back in studio in New Year. I hope 2024 brings everyone lots of love, happiness, good health, and joy. Happy New Year. Today I'm very excited because I'm going to talk to Executive Director of FACT TV. And, you have a lot of experience in filmmaking and production, right? Alex has 20 years experience in film and television production. He is native to the area. He grew up in Bellows Falls and Grafton, Vermont. Alex attended California State University with the degree in electronic media management. After school, Alex worked for Tribune Interactive and various independent production companies as an assistant editor and also as an editor. In addition, he has produced and directed lots of different productions and short films and Alex TV show Carved in Vermont.
Yes, it was a pilot TV show.
Pilot TV made top 5 movies at the New York Television Festival, and currently Alex is enjoying running FACT TV and tell its story. Such a pleasure to have you in our studio. Thank you for accepting my invitation. Thank you for being here. Thank you for willing to share your experience and knowledge. In this area, FACT TV is a relatively new station in Keene area, right? So I'm very excited to talk about how community TV works, how you can get involved, how you can communicate your opinions, you can communicate your ideas, your thoughts. So thank you for being here. And thank you for your time. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great today. Thank you for the introduction. Appreciate that.
You're very welcome.
And I'm happy to be here. You represent Community Access Television and what it's all about. A community member who has an interest and a passion as someone from another country and coming to the United States and trying to sort of build a community or finding other people out there who experience the same things and then doing a show about that here.
Right.
And bringing different voices and people on television and on our website to communicate. Look at all these various people from different countries that live in our area.
Bring different perspective to one part, right?
And that's great. And that's exactly what Community Access Television represents, the opportunity for folks to be able to communicate locally.
Thank you.
Because the thing is how else would you be able to do that? I guess you could do it at home nowadays, but
right. And that's what I love about the community TV, that you give voice to people who have no voice, right? And you can express your opinions and you can share your cultures, your traditions. You can show that you are different, but you also belong here. And that's what I love about it, TV.
Absolutely. And no gate. That's our mission. We don't gatekeep here. Anyone can come in from the community who has something to say. And what we try to do is to eliminate those barriers. Community Access Television is to eliminate either a technical barrier where people may not have the technical skills to be able to produce a television show. So we provide sort of the technology and the employees here to assist people to produce their shows, and then the broadcast channel.
So could you please tell us what community TV is and what's the purpose of such TV?
Yeah, so community television, public access community television is a platform owned by the community that we serve. So Falls Area Community Television, sort of like as a company, we're a nonprofit authorized access management organization, meaning we have a board and we're authorized to manage the public access cable channels for the public. So we're in Vermont, in Bellows Falls, Rockingham, Athens, and Grafton, and so we manage the public access cable channels for those areas and the tools, and that's what our organization does, and then Keene.
And then Keene is relatively new, February 2023, right?
Yes.
That's
so
when it started.
it's the public's channel. It's the public's platform. FACT TV is just the organization that manages it for you, the public, to be able to utilize.
So you started your journey with the community TV in Bellows Falls?
Absolutely, yeah. That's where I first started. I actually started at FACT TV. I mean, when I was in high school, FACT TV started up when I was in high school, and the station opened up in the high school. So my brother and I have a twin brother, we were looking for something to do. We saw a sign up that says, hey, make your own television show. And so we walked in, and the executive director at the time, Susan Grunwald, who I'm still friends with now, brought us in, and it felt very welcoming, and it was like, hey, there's an opportunity. We can make our own television show. So we did our own sort of comedy skit, Saturday Night Live show, and that's where it started.
That must have been awesome for teenage boys, right?
Yeah.
Something very different.
Yeah.
And so, how did you start the station in Keene? What was the reasoning for that?
Yeah, so FACT TV came to Keene. Keene used to have a public access organization, Cheshire TV. Unfortunately, things happened where they weren't able to continue to provide that service anymore. A few years went by in the city of Keene. Well, in fact, Josh, he was doing freelance with us, slapped down a newspaper and said, hey, Keene's looking for a public access station. And I said, that's great, I wasn't aware of that. And I read the paper, and I called them up, and the city, and I said, hey, we may be able to help. So that's how it started.
So what are the biggest benefits of creating community TV? What gives you the most satisfaction?
Yeah, so the best thing about community television is, you're serving the community,
right?
And they're, folks that come in and do shows, and the events that we film. They need the help. They need the help, and people also, you're not going to have your local TV station cover your local community events, your local sporting events, or cover the American Legion Veterans Day ceremony. They're just not going to do that. And a lot of times these organizations don't have the funds to be able to pay someone to cover these events. So you cover the event, and you give voice to what's going on in town, and people thank you, and they say thank you so much.
And also,
no one else would do it, and that's where you get the
and also it probably brings people to the community to help, to serve the community, to offer their time and energy, right? Because they see this like fantastic things going on in the city, so they want to be part of it, right?
It helps. So it's a
mutual reaction.
Absolutely, and the benefit for the community is. Most of the media that we do get, unless online, you can get very focused on what's going on in the community. But for television, as sort of a hub or a source of what's going on in the community and connecting our local community up, community access television is one of the only places that are able to do that. And one of our primary functions is also to cover the local government municipal meetings, and that's a huge benefit for the public, because they can't attend the meeting in person, or just sort of, the best, shining a light on what's going on in your local area and your local government. So that's the benefit of community access television. And
it also gives people who can come to the meeting chance that they can be part of the meeting, and they can still listen what's going on and watch what's going on.
Absolutely.
Right? And especially people who are like handicapped, or people who can just physically make it.
Yeah.
That's wonderful chance. So what's on the other hand, what are the biggest challenges when you create the community TV?
For community TV, yeah. So the biggest challenges is our resources in terms of being able to cover community events or sporting events and so on and so forth, and volunteers and freelancers, people willing to go out and shoot the local Pee Wee football game, or the local Little League game, or so on and so forth. So those are the biggest challenges, is sort of people resources, and to be able to cover all these events. So, and it's difficult managing it. We only have so much bandwidth. Some nights we might have 3 or 4 meetings and a football game and so on and so forth, and everyone wants to go. We all want to sort of go live on these things, so we have to have multiple different online platforms and channels to be able to do that. So that can be challenging, is sort of managing all that, especially if it's a busy night. So
what kind of productions can we see right now on FACT TV?
Yeah, so FACT TV, there's multiple local shows that vary in topics right now. You have your show, which deals sort of with international. In Bellows Falls, we have a kids show called Grandma Kitty, which she does a bi-weekly show where she does sort of life lessons for kids. I think the age is around 2 to 5 is 2 to 6 is for that show. We have a horror show called Gory Story Time. We also have some religious shows for folks from our local pastors in the area. So there's just, we got multiple shows. We've been covering the hockey games, the Keene hockey games here. So we're starting.
Is it high school games?
The high school games. So we're starting to try to sort of get more sporting events in Keene.
That's exciting.
And we're covering the Bellows Falls basketball game. So I can't list off every show, and Keene's actually been growing. We've been getting more and more shows here in Keene than we do in Bellows Falls right now.
So who can start their own show? How does it look like? Do you need to have a special qualifications? For example, do you need to have an experience in how you edit videos or how you create the script? Do you need to meet any qualifications? Do you need to have education or anything like that? How do you start your own show?
So you got to have at least 5 years of certificate. No.
Why don't?
That's anyone. You don't have to have any qualifications or anything. Anyone can start their own show. If you're a minor, obviously you have to have permission from your adult or guardian. But that's what community access is. We don't gatekeep. We're here to help you produce your own show. Now, you were talking about some of the experience and requirements. Well, that's the whole point. We have staff here in Keene and Bellows Falls. If you want to do a show or you're interested in making television, the door's open. We have our website, FACT 8. Just give us a call. Say, hey, I want to do a show. I have an idea for something. Great. And normally what happens is to say, come down to the station. We're going to do like a 1-hour consultation, sort of walk you through how you produce a television show here at FACT TV and the different resources that are available for you to be able to do that and the different opportunities that you have. And then we sort of just help guide that person on to getting their first show done. So
if you have no experience in editing or anything about how to work with the production, can you get any courses or anything like that?
Yeah, so before COVID we had traditional courses where it was like people could sign up and do like a class environment with 2 or 3, 4 other people. But when COVID hit, we kind of waned off, and we're going to be starting up the classes hopefully in the next year and a half. But as of right now, it's basically sort of just a one-on-one consultation. So if someone says, hey, I want to learn how to do some editing, we schedule a time, and we do like, okay, so the one-on-one, I'm going to give you a course on how to edit. Normally what I like to do is with editing, it's great, it's fun to do, but if a person doesn't have a project to motivate them through the entire process, they usually sort of fall off, or they learn the information in a class and then they kind of forget it because they don't utilize it after that. So what I try to do is say, hey, if you have an idea for something that you want to accomplish, or if I have a project, then let's do the editing class. So then we'll get you on board on something, and then you'll be able to utilize it. So,
are there any restrictions on the contents that you present?
With public access, there are some restrictions, community guidelines and things that we have to follow. But we are open. We're an open platform. We want to be able to people to express themselves. Our restrictions are not as restrictive as sort of like your social media pages now, in terms of the type of free speech that you want to express. So we're proud of that. That's what we offer here. Now we do have sort of like if you have obscenities or nudity or anything, sort of any graphic stuff, we would just review it and that's there's only been a few times where I've had to review content and be like, maybe it's gone too far over
Right.
what our standards are. But if stuff is sort of kind of like rated R, if we say that, we just need to know that so that we can put it on broadcast channel later at night.
Okay,
and so
okay,
on and
that
so
makes
forth.
sense.
So,
Do you get paid for having your own show?
you can if you want. I mean, not from Falls Area Community Television.
Right.
So the deal is you come in and do a show here
free.
and you utilize all the resources here for free. But if you create the show here in the space, the only obligation the person has as a producer is that they, when they utilize FACT TV's resources, is to provide that content for us to be able to broadcast on our cable channels, on the cable channel, public's cable channels, and on our websites. After that, you can do whatever you want with the show. You can
You can use it on your website. You can utilize it on social media.
Monetize it. You can make whatever you want to do.
Are there any paid opportunities presented by FACT TV?
We do have paid opportunities all the time. Yeah, I was talking about one of the biggest challenges is resources, and we need one paid opportunity is our freelance videographers, folks that that we pay to go out and film events, sporting events, and municipal meetings, and we always have opportunities for that. So
would be other options that you offer, like a public announcement or anything like that? Do you do something like that?
Yeah, and we also have a community bulletin board on our broadcast channel and on our newsletter. And so if anyone has any events or things that they want to promote, or they can submit that on our website. If you go to our website, and it'll say submit PSA, which is public service announcement. You submit your public service announcement, and we'll throw it on our cable channels and our website and online and so on and so forth.
So when I was preparing for the show, I know I went to your website and I found something like that: film workshops.
Yeah.
And filmmaking one-on-one course.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yes. So every year we do. We do a film workshop, which is basically we do a short film, and basically the workshop is we invite folks that are interested in filmmaking.
Do you make an announcement for that? How do you get actors for that?
So yeah, we make an announcement sort of 4 or 5 months prior to. So the workshop scheduling and time is just depending on when we're available to do the project, but usually 2 or 3 months ahead of when we're going to start filming the next project. We'll let people know that there's a film workshop going on. So last year we did The Death of Me as a film workshop, and that took place in the summer. And the year prior to that was a film that Josh wrote, No Exit, and that was a film workshop. So what it is, it's just an all-inclusive workshop. So we have a film, we have a script, we're going to complete it, and we say, hey, you want to learn filmmaking, you want to learn how to what the filmmaking process is, how to run a camera, how to run sound, how if you're an actor and you want experience,
that's pretty cool.
Being on a film, it's open for any person that wants to. It's like, hey, who wants to learn filmmaking, like rather than sitting in a classroom.
And that's local, right? That's
yes.
like in this area.
In this area.
And it's once a year.
Once a year, yeah.
How many projects have you done so far?
We've done. I think we've done 5 so far.
5?
Yeah.
Can you watch them on the website?
They are online, yeah, and our website is almost finished. So there's certain aspects that we have to finish. So I don't have it set up on a link yet on our website, but it will.
It will be there.
It will be up in the next month and a half. So yeah.
Perfect.
For sure.
How is community TV financed?
Oh, so community television is financed. It's a little confusing.
Do you offer any sponsorship programs?
Yes, we have sponsorship programs. Businesses can donate to FACT TV. Individuals can donate and support the organization if they want us. If they like that we cover community events and sporting events. If they want to sort of help lift up the voices, in their community, they support that. And then, we put them up. A slide or promotional saying that they're a sponsor, kind of like PBS on a broadcast channel.
No commercials.
No
just
commercials.
Like more like
just
you.
like for instance, if we have Village Square Booksellers, for instance, we'd say like Village Square Booksellers located in Bellows Falls. They're a sponsor of ours. They're a proud sponsor of FACT TV and so on and so forth. So that's normally how it goes. And that's a portion. That's a portion of what we get. But our main source of income comes actually from the cable subscribers in the area.
Oh.
So back in the 1980s, okay, very simply, the federal government said, hey, if you're a cable provider, you're going to need to provide a public access cable channel for the public, a government, a public, and educational channel. And so that's when it started. So the cable companies, on your cable bill, cable subscribers get charged like a government regulatory fee. That part of that goes to fund public access television. So we only get cable if you only have cable, not internet. So over the years, unfortunately, people have been moving away from cable, so that revenue stream is getting less and less. And so public access centers have been looking for other sources of revenue and working within their state governments to kind of figure out another way to exist. Because we're not just a cable TV station anymore, like it was, when it first started. I mean, we're a media access. We call ourselves media access centers now because it's not just cable. We distribute online and we provide services that go far beyond cable. So that's one of the challenges moving forward.
Do you have any exciting plans for this year, for like new shows, new productions, or anything like that? How does it work?
Exciting.
Do you plan it at the beginning of the year, or just
But we plan on doing, having, well, I guess one of the biggest plans is we're going to get started back up in doing our Producers Awards ceremony, and hopefully we're going to have that sometime in the summer at the Bellows Falls Opera House, maybe a little bit earlier, but where we're going to honor the producers here in Bellows Falls and Keene, and then premiere some of the films that we did in our workshop, last year's workshop.
So that's exciting.
So forth, yeah.
Is it the first time? Is it the first time for that, or you've done it before?
We've done it before. We just sort of COVID and other
yeah.
things we've kind of lost, and now we're going to pick it back up. But one of the biggest things is getting our new website up and finished. Keene is in its first year, so we want to be able to, moving forward, we want to be able to cover more local community events in Keene, and hopefully bring in more folks to be aware of us, that we're in Keene, that the service is available, and get more folks in Keene engaged in whether or not they're not necessarily have to utilize it, but engaged in the content that's coming out of FACT TV and so on and so forth. So that's one of our biggest goals. Yeah.
I'm curious to find out how do you foresee the future of the FACT TV in a year or 5 years?
5 years. Yeah. Hopefully we're stronger than we are now. I see very good things happen. I just see growth. I see. I hope to see that we've reached our max potential here in Keene. There is some good news coming. The state of Vermont really believes in public access and how valuable that is for a community. And as I was talking about, one of the biggest concerns for public access is our declining revenue from cable subscriptions.
Right.
So the state of Vermont is the Senate just put in a bill. It hasn't passed yet, but it's a good sign where they're not just going to charge. They're going to charge not just the cable companies, but other internet providers, and that money will go help support
that's great.
Public access. Also, 911 services and that, but it's a good sign. So I think it's looking good in 5 years. I think we're going to be
in a good
public
place.
access is going to be in a good place. We're going to be a strong organization.
So what channels does FACT TV broadcast on?
So right now in Keene, we broadcast, and if you're watching, you already know, it's 1301.
Right.
Okay. In our Vermont area, we have two cable providers, Comcast, and that's channel 1082 and 1083. 1082 is the public channel, 1083 is the government channel, and then on VTEL, it's channel 172, that's our public channel, and 173, that's our
and plus YouTube,
channel.
right? Facebook,
we're
and
everywhere.
fact8.com.
Yeah, we're on YouTube, Facebook, and our website.
In the website. So you mentioned that there are two locations for the stations. One is in Bellows Falls, the other one is in Keene.
Yep.
And in Keene is in the public library.
Yep, right here in the public library.
Right here, and the other one in Bellows Falls.
Yeah, the other one in Bellows Falls is a little hard for folks to find.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. It used to be the old hospital, but it's one hospital court, and it's now an urgent care center. And it's not it's not a hospital. It's just the hospital rents the upper floor of that, but we're in the basement part of that. So it's a nice little studio.
Very nice studio.
In the basement. You know.
So to end the interview, what would be your message to people who would like to start their own production, their own show? What would you tell them to encourage them to get involved and express their opinions and thoughts and ideas?
I think every year, it's tough. It's always tough to start something for the first time. You have an idea, you have a dream, you've always wanted to try and do something different or start your own show. And public access is a great opportunity for you to be able to test out your ideas. There's no money on the line. There's we're here to help, to bring your voice. The door is always open. We're an organization where our policy is an open door policy to anyone and everyone that want to be able to have their voice heard and to be able to communicate that to their friends and their neighbors. So please, it may feel intimidating. It may feel intimidating
Yes.
because you don't think that you know enough. You don't need to be intimidated. The whole purpose is that you don't have to know. It's just that you have to have the desire and the creative want to be able to do a show. And all you have to do is pick up the phone, go online, come in, walk in and say, hey, I want to do a television show. Can you please tell me how to do that? And we're here to help.
Wonderful.
Do that for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you
Yeah.
for being here. So please, if you want to communicate your thoughts and ideas, please come and join FACT TV team. Everyone here is very helpful, very friendly, very open. We provide a kind and caring environment for ideas to come to life. If you need help, FACT TV is always willing to help, and they have necessary knowledge and tools to help everyone with a project in mind. So don't be shy, get involved, come here, and it's really lots of fun. Aggie Stradling, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Happy New Year.